Friends, if you're anything like me, you're gonna probably find this demo, this product review to be a little bit like suspect. You'll be a little suspicious, little like, I'm not so sure about that, because that's exactly how I felt about this product when I first saw it, and I I definitely had my doubts. Let's put it that way. And but then after experimenting and playing with it, I can definitely see that what it's doing is legit and it does work. So let's go through it. So what is it? It is this. And you may be like, well, what in the world is that? This is the First Aid. Actually, I had it upside down. The First Aid by AR Resonance. Now, Tony sent me a couple of prototypes for this a couple of months ago, just for a review, and I wasn't supposed to make them public, so I didn't say anything about it. And I've been using one on one of my horns now for a couple of months, and I've definitely noticed it. He sent it to me. He's like, we'll do a video chat, and I'll kind of walk you through what it's supposed to do. And so I was like, all right, fine. And so we went through it, and essentially what this little bugger does is it fixes, well, I shouldn't say fix, it dramatically improves the tuning of some of the notoriously out of tune notes on the trumpet. So for example, what you're really going to notice it is traditionally the E at the top of the space, top space E, is notoriously flat, right? This brings it up to pitch. The G tends to be sharp. This brings that down. So it just corrects those intonation faults in this little $110 device. It's it's 100 euros, which with conversion is roughly 110 bucks. That's how much I'm selling them for, 110 bucks. Comes in different materials. You can get it in brass, silver-plated brass, silver-plated nickel silver, or silver-plated bronze. And the idea there is that each one of those colors the sound just slightly. I do notice a slight change in the color, but it is subtle. It's subtle. I've just stuck with the brass. I've decided I like having this correct the pitch and create a touch more focus to the instrument. But I want the instrument to provide the color, if that makes any sense, tone color. So let's talk about it. Where does it go? It goes on your first valve slide. And you have to experiment to find the optimum spot, but pretty much it's always right around in this spot right here. So on this particular trumpet, it's always going to be towards the front where you can see that where this tubing is soldered on. It's always going to be within a few millimeters of that. And for this horn, this is where it's at. And you can tell because as you move it around, the tuning fix either becomes it's basically the tuning becomes worse. Okay? And to demonstrate it to you, what I can do is I can actually just pull it away so it's no longer in contact with the instrument, and you can hear the difference. And I'll just tell you right now, you'd have to see this for yourself to know for sure. But I'm not fixing the tuning while it's on, with my chops, and then making it worse when it's off, just to make this product work. I'm not doing that. I came into this as a skeptic, and if it didn't work, I wouldn't be recommending it, or I wouldn't be endorsing it and selling it if it didn't work, basically. Maybe my integrity could be bought, but it's going to take a lot more than 100 euros. I'd like to think that it couldn't be bought. Someone starts, backing up a Brinks truck full of cash. Maybe that might be different, but at 100 euros, it's going to take a lot more than that for sure. I mean, everyone likes to think they have integrity, that they can't be bought, but I am practical. If we start pulling up figures with 6 zeros behind it, well, all right, never mind. I'm going to move on. But just trust me, I'm representing this as accurately as I can for this product, and then I'll give you my final thoughts here in a minute. So here I'll pull it away so you can hear it. So there you can hear the G and the staff was actually a little flat too, and the The E was flat. You can hear, if we can get the dog to stop howling, you can hear like it's bringing those pitches up, and the sound, it responds a little faster and it's just a little bit more focused. If I move it further away, it goes back to basically not working again. So it's got to be in that right spot. And then there it works. So a really cool little doodad that does indeed do what it says it's going to do. And this is a good horn. This is a Lawler trumpet. Got a new bell from Mike Del Quadro on there. Does what it's supposed to do. So for $110, like, I mean, you could do a lot worse. Now, how necessary is it? I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to say. It's handy to have. It does. I do like the way the horn plays with it. I have left it on my horn. Like, I do like it that much, that I've left it on there. Cause I do like, not only do I like the improvement in pitch, but I like the horn just seems to slot just a little bit better. And I like that it just seems to just a touch more focused. So I feel like the horn plays a little better that way. I can also tell you this, at ITG, when I was there a couple weeks ago, man, pretty much everybody had one of these. Like, I saw so many people that bought this. This is probably the most popular product, I think, that I saw at ITG. So as people were playing it, they were seeing the difference and playing it. So it does what it says it's going to do. There's been a couple things like this that I initially think like, I don't think so. And then when I try it, I'm like, okay, never mind. I stand corrected. The Unipillar from Edwards Trumpets. A little doodad they have that goes on there. When I first saw that, I was like, come on, that's not going to make a difference. And I was wrong. It did make a difference. And this is in the same class. So I think if you would like to improve the intonation on those notes so that you can use less embouchure adjustment, so you don't have to use your embouchure to adjust those, I think this is a great choice for that. I think for the less we have to flex and use the musculature here to correct playing, I think the better endurance we'll have overall and the more consistent playing we'll have. So I do think that's worth it. If you generally like the sound you're getting out of your instrument, don't really want to make changes, I think the brass is a good choice there. If you'd like to darken it up just a touch, the phosphor bronze works. And if you'd like to make it brighter, the nickel silver. For me, the brass is a good way to go. I think it's kind of more even with everything else that is on the horn. So that's been my personal experience at this point. These are available over at ErnieWilliamson.com. So you can go to ErnieWilliamson.com and we have them in stock there. And with this amount, you'll have free shipping and everything else. So yeah, the AR Resonance First Aid does improves the intonation on your normal trumpets. Also available for trombone and French horn as well. But I don't have any of those at the moment. I just have a bunch of the trumpet ones. And I think it's really slick. I enjoy it. I find it useful. Get one for yourself. Let me know what you think.